Hi, everybody. Welcome to Art 101 Art Appreciation. Now, one of our goals through this semester is to give you the vocabulary you need to read a piece of artwork. And just like you need to know letters and sounds in order to learn to read a book, you need to understand the vocabulary of art as well to read that. Now, we're also going to look at art and ethics, why people choose materials they do to create art, and the question of the ages. Why do we make art? Now, first, a little about myself. My name is Dr. Jackson. I have a doctorate in education, and I spent 23 years teaching middle and high school art. I retired in 2020 and started teaching art appreciation for East Central in 2021, and I love it. Love it, love it. And I especially like working with the online courses. My doctorate was completely online, so I understand the nuances and the pros and cons of online courses. My husband and I have been married for 25 years. Between us, we have 4 children and 12 grandchildren. 3 are bonus. So things at our house get pretty loud when and if we ever do get together. Um, Family is everything to me, and family is my priority. I know that some of you may be older with kids and you're coming back to college, or you're young and you're just starting a family. I understand that family comes first. If you have issues whatsoever, please reach out to me. Now, a little bit about the setup of the course. Each week, you're going to have an intro video similar to this one, a list of chapter objectives, a discussion thread with initial post and peer responses, a PowerPoint with a voiceover that covers text materials. There will be supplemental videos and a quiz, and some chapters will have additional assignments. Now, the PowerPoint doesn't cover all of the text. I add in things that I don't think the text covers or that I want to enhance. Don't think that if you just listen to the PowerPoint, you've got all of the answers and you don't have to read the text. Um, you have to read the text. And speaking of the text, you can get that through the ECC library. It is an online text. And the last time I knew, the text was free. So there's no excuse for people to not have the text for this course. If you have problems trying to get it, give the bookstore a call, or if they can't help you, um, give me a holler and I'll try to help you out with that. Um, Now, we do a lot in a very short period of time. Very short period of time. Now, when you take a course online, you have to be very, very disciplined with your time, especially with us, because in an 8-week course, we are doubling up on chapters. So, like, this is the intro chapter and chapter 1. And later on, you're going to have chapter 3 and 4 combined. Those combinations take a little more time. Um, you have to be disciplined with your time. It's very important that you follow the due dates for each assignment. I believe I have all due dates in the calendar so you can keep track of them. They should also pop up on your homepage that this is what you need to do this week or whatever. The only one that probably doesn't is the initial post for the discussions. Talk about that in a minute. Pay attention to the calendar. It's really important to do that. Um, don't always rely on stuff to pop up. Go in periodically and check your calendar. Now, please note the due dates for the discussions and peer responses. You should post your initial response to the topics by Thursday at noon. The 2 peer responses are due by Sunday at 11:59. Now, the initial post, which is due by noon on Thursday, is very important. Posting by Thursday gives everyone an opportunity to see what everyone has to say and then they can choose what decides they want to what post they want to respond to. It gives everybody a chance to get to know each other better, and it helps you get other people's viewpoints on a topic. Somebody may say something you never even thought about, and it just adds to your experience with that chapter. Now, all the assignments for the chapter are due by 11:59 p.m. on Sundays. Please be considerate of others. Hold to these dates. I do not accept late work unless it's accepted okay by me in advance. I know stuff happens. The initial post for your discussions is the only thing I always will take late. Because if you do not give your initial post, I have no idea where your head is with the discussion topic. Okay. And just hearing your peer responses means nothing to me. So if you're late with your initial post, if you've missed that Thursday, sorry, my nose itches. If you missed that Thursday by noon, turn it in anyway. There's going to be a little point reduction, but a few points off is better than no points at all. And I need the initial post. Okay. Now, the first module you're going to see is a welcome module. It's full of really good tips for working in an online course, especially if you've never done it before. Very helpful hints. There's information about the discussion posts, like what makes a good initial post and what makes a good peer response. A peer response of, hey, I agree with you completely is not an adequate peer response. So I strongly suggest that you look over those. You're also going to see a section called gallery visit assignments. These assignments are only listed in the welcome modules. So don't expect to see them later. You have 2 gallery visit assignments. These assignments are due toward the end of the course, due dates listed with them, and it's on the calendar. But you can turn them in any time between the beginning of the course and that due date. These assignments require you to go to a gallery, either in person or virtually, and critique the show. I've given you in that welcome module some lists of local galleries, virtual galleries, and even the ECC gallery schedule. If you go on a vacation with your folks and they happen to have a museum there. I had a student one time that went to Chicago, like on a weekend, and they went to the Chicago Art Museum and they critiqued that. Those kinds of things are great. My lists are not all inclusive. If you know of another virtual gallery, another museum to go to, please, by all means, just make sure you give me all of the information that it needs in the requirements. These gallery assignments not only introduce you to a wide range of artists and art styles, but they help you with your art reading skills. Don't put them off because the semester is going to get away from you. In an 8-week course, it goes by like that. And then you realize, oh crap, I haven't done those yet. And then everything starts to snowball at the end. Now, in the intros for each week, I'll give some insight into the material that we're going to be covering, reminders about anything coming due, other announcements that need your attention. And I also have a little game that you can play for some bonus points. I call it Mystery Artist. So in each intro, and believe me, I'll be able to tell by the questions you ask at the end of the semester whether you listen to any of my intro videos. There's going to be a piece of artwork hanging behind me, such as this one. And if you can name the title of the artwork and the artist's name, you get 10 bonus points added to your discussion grade. Now, you don't have to do them all. If you do one, that's fine. If you do the first one and the 5th one, that's fine. If you don't do any of them, that's fine. But if you choose to play, email me your answers either through Canvas or through the ECC email. Don't post them in discussion threads because you don't want to give it away to everybody. Okay? Now, if you have any problems, sickness, internet goes down, things just get messed up, please let me know. I can't help you if I don't know that there's a problem. I've had students who haven't participated except for taking the quiz for 2 or 3 weeks. And then they come up to me 3 weeks later and have some excuse for why they haven't turned in any work. And then they want me to open things back up so they can turn it in late. Also, keep in mind that if you miss 1 week's worth of work, if you don't turn in any assignments for 1 week in an 8-week course, you get dropped from the class. So, I'm willing to work with you, but please don't forget, you signed up for this class. Online classes aren't as easy as some people think. In fact, they may be as demanding or more demanding than an in-person class. So you signed up, so show up, stick it out. I don't appreciate excuse after excuse. My good nature only goes so far. We'll discuss the final as we get past the halfway point, which isn't too long. So now that we have the housekeeping things out of the way, here we go. Chapter 1 gets into the age-old question, what is art? And more importantly, who gets to decide what art is? Everyone has their own perceptions of art that are grounded in your life experiences. One thing we do know, however, is that every human culture throughout time has created art of some kind. We're going to be exploring those kinds of connections. Humans have an innate need to express themselves. Some create music, some literature, some art, some play sports, whatever. Expressing yourself is a human need, and we're going to see that through time. So here's your first artwork. Remember, email your answers. And here we go with chapter 1, What is Art? I look forward to meeting all of you, and I hope you enjoy the course.